And so Victoria is here to share her family's experience with us. Thank you, Victoria. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me this evening. I'd like to say thank you to you first, Elena, for this opportunity. It's a privilege as a family member to be able to be here this evening, to even be able to share our story, because so many times families like ours don't have the support that we need to be able to step away and use our voice to speak about these issues. I'd also like to express my deepest gratitude to Senators Casey and Duckworth and Congresswoman Dingell for their hard work and dedication to the Better Care, Better Jobs Act and their unwavering advocacy for the disability community. As Elena said, my name is Victoria and my son is Cole, who is 5. He's intelligent, hilarious, curious, full of life, and he thinks he's the first person in the world to have discovered Mario, Donkey Kong, and Sonic, and can't fathom how mommy possibly knows these things because I'm too old. As of today, he would tell you that when he grows up, he dreams of being Mario and a plumber and a nurse and a child life specialist. And I'm here today to talk to you about those dreams and the reason he is able to hope and plan for the future. And that's because of home and community-based services. Cole was born with mitochondrial disease. And while he's a bug expert and a budding astronomer, he also faces very difficult health challenges every single day. And because of the mitochondrial disease, he has intestinal failure and requires a special IV in his heart called a Broviac to deliver the nutrition and hydration he even needs to survive. He has tubes in his stomach and intestines. He lives with epilepsy, hypoglycemia, chronic kidney disease, hypogammaglobulinemia, and muscle weakness, just to name a few. He requires hospital level care to tend to his medical needs, but thanks to home and community-based services like skilled nursing, he's able to receive that care at home with us and remain an active part of his community. Our nurses are the very keystone of our lives. Like Colin said, they become family. They provide skilled care for Cole day and night. They do continuous assessments, medical interventions, emergency care, medication administration, seizure care, infection control. The list could go on forever. They also attend all of his appointments. We have 30 specialists and 4 therapists, so we're pretty busy with traveling to appointments, and they're there for all of them. They follow his therapy plans, track his goals, they interact and play with him. They help access his education for him in the way that any other 5-year-old could. Home care nurses are really just one example of how home care and healthcare are infrastructure. You know, they really bring skilled care of a hospital right into my home and into our community. And if hospitals are infrastructure, then hospital care at home is also infrastructure. It's the way the disability community is able to access the care that they need while remaining part of their community, which, as we've been talking about, is so important. In our home, our nurses make it possible for Cole to thrive, to attend events, and to take part in day-to-day activities like visiting the zoo or playing t-ball. And so many people take those things for granted. Home care nurses also don't have a button on a wall to push when Cole's having a seizure, you know, with a cavalry of specialists to run in to help attend to the emergency. They have to act as a respiratory therapist, a neurologist, and provide the care of 5 or 6 different people all by themselves. And you know what? They always do. And while home care nurses provide the services and care of an entire medical team solo, they're not compensated nearly at the level of their hospital or skilled facility peers. And they lack the support necessary to even be able to do their jobs. And as a society, we significantly undervalue the life-sustaining services that home care nurses provide that allow me to keep Cole at home. And there's a severe nationwide shortage of qualified home care nurses, which means families like mine are left without the help and care that we really desperately need. For example, just this month alone, I have 328 hours of the 528 hours he's authorized for that aren't staffed. That's 328 hours I'm left to try to provide the care of a skilled licensed nurse on my own. 328 hours, I'm his sole medical provider night and day with no breaks, no sleep, and no ability to provide anything other than medical care and ensure that he stays safe, which is of course my priority. But my story sadly isn't very unique. There are millions of families across this country who face the same or even worse challenges because there are many people who don't qualify for these services under current laws. And that's just a shame. The nurses who provide this care are a unicorn all of their own. They have to be critical thinkers, quick on their feet, compassionate, flexible, willing to become part of our families and overlook the chaos of our daily lives, constantly learning and growing. And they work just as hard as their hospital counterparts and have an even greater responsibility load. Not only do they deserve our support because they are providing a service that keeps our families together, but they do so in a way that makes our communities more fulfilled and stronger because everyone is given the same access. For us, that looks like being able to take our first family vacation to the beach, seeing his first movie in theaters together, going on a play date with friends, getting to spend time together as a family and just be parents. And being completely honest, me being able to care for myself by going to my own doctor appointments or having a normal sleep schedule, what's that? And knowing he's safe and in the hands of someone who will care for and protect him and keep him safe. And honestly, the ripple effect of not being able to care for ourselves as caregivers not only impacts us as a family, but it becomes costly in a financial way. And when children like Cole have consistent home health care nurses, it means that it's possible to leave home, even with all of his medical equipment, medications, and therapies. It means driving with him or going to the park can be a safe activity because thanks to his nurses, we can stay ahead of crises, handle them as they come, and continue to allow him to do everything he loves. What if he has a seizure while I'm driving or his blood sugar crashes? Thanks to these nurses, we stay ahead of all of that. Investing in home and community-based services is vital to our society as a whole. It means getting my loved one, and maybe someday your loved one, out of hospitals and facilities and keeping them home with us where they belong. It means keeping families together, strengthening bonds, keeping parents in the workforce, and giving everyone equal access to pursuing their passions and dreams. Cole may never grow up to be Mario, but he definitely deserves to grow up and chase whatever dreams he has, just like everyone does. His medical issues will only hold him back if he can't access the care he needs to thrive. Home care and healthcare are infrastructure. They are the foundation that holds families and communities together and the bricks that community life is built on. They are not just a need, but they're definitely a right for all.
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you so much. That was so powerful. You're absolutely right. And you really bring it all together that we're here to support not just our family members, but supporting caregivers and supporting home workers, including home nurses. And that is so, so important.